Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to make these beautiful little snowflake decorations. We've got 4 different sizes and they're really easy to make beautiful festive makes with really simple beads and very minimal techniques or tools needed as well. So I'm going to use a pair of round nose pliers and a pair of flat, but that's all you need to create these lovely snowflakes. And up to the largest size, they could even be tree toppers as well. So I'll take you through the sizes and the packs that we do, and then we'll have a look at how easy they are to create. So the smallest one that we have is 3.75 inches wide, and that comes in a pack of 8. So you can really easily pop a little bit of ribbon on the side and hang that from the tree, or you could even make a garland out of them. The next size up is the 4.5 inch wide, and that's a pack of 7 of them. And they're all based around the same size. So you could even, if you go for multiple packs, tier them up as well. You could just put a little bit of glue in the middle to start layering them. The next size up, so the third largest that we've got is the 6 inch wide. And on this one, I've actually used off-center drilled pearls, which gives you a really nice little texture and detail to them. Again, really simple techniques and materials, very inexpensive. I've only used 3 types of beads on these. On this one, I've got the little rice pearls. I've also got a round crystal, a pearl and a seed bead. This is our lovely spacer bead, so you get a really beautiful metallic finish with those. Like I said, I've used the off-drilled pearls for this one, along with a small pearl and a round crystal, as well as a seed bead just to intersperse in the middle. And then our largest one that we do is the 9 inch wide, and this is a pack of 4. And again, if you were to use the same sort of beads or you could layer them, you could start creating really nice effects, and that would be a fantastic tree topper. Now, I've used our new teardrop pearls on this. I've gone for larger bicones, round crystals, and seed beads, again, just as little spaces in between, but you can see you get a really beautiful effect. Now, the snowflake itself all comes to you pre-made. So the form is already here and blank. This is the one we're going to do just now. So I'll move these out the way and just show you how easy it is. So I'm going to use our new teardrop pearls. They're absolutely stunning. And on the larger, so the 9 inch wide snowflake, they work beautifully because you want that high impact. I'm also going to use some beautiful round faceted crystals for a bit of extra bling needed at Christmas. And I'm also going to use a smaller 4mm pearl. And I'm going to intersperse and space these out with a size 8 Toho seed bead. So starting at the very beginning, and I've just started this one off, you can see that around the middle, where all of your beads are going to come into the center of your snowflake, I always start with the smallest bead. So if I show you on this one here, starting with a small seed bead is going to allow all of those beads into the spokes and to sit nicely. If you were to use a larger bead, there isn't going to be enough space in between them. So when you start off, you can actually either thread a couple onto your first ones, or you can actually see the space by adding your beads in between. So this is the pattern that I'm going to replicate. I've got a seed bead, a pearl and a seed bead, and then I'm using the pearl drops just to create little clusters, and I'm interspersing those, alternating the beads from the pearl and the faceted crystal. So we're going to start with a seed bead, and then we're going to pick up our 4mm pearl. And if you want to, you can actually sit these out so that you have a nice little row of your beads ready to all pick up. And I'm actually just going to use the end of my snowflake just like a needle. So I'm going to go seed bead, pearl and seed bead. And you can see I'm not even picking up the beads, I'm just using it like a needle itself. And then I'm going to add on my pearl face down. So the smallest part of your teardrop onto the snowflake. And then I'm going to mix in between, again with a seed bead, a pearl and a seed bead. And it's all just about creating these little clusters of detail. So I'm going to turn the teardrop around and add this one on facing the other way. And again, a seed bead. So I'm interspersing all of my larger beads, and I'm just adding the seed beads in between. So again, these little clusters of interest and really highlighting the feature beads. And then I'm going to reverse my pattern again. So teardrop with the smaller edge facing down, and that's going to draw your eye into the crystal. We'll pop a little pearl detail in between and finish off with our last teardrop, like so. And as you can see, I haven't secured these beads on yet, so if you wanted to change your pattern, you thread a few on. I tend to do 2 or 3 different designs until I find the shapes and the lines that I'm happy with. You can, of course, just unthread them and start again until you get the lovely little clusters and the look that you're happy with. So to finish off, and I'm just going to replicate the exact one that we've done here, I'm going to finish with a seed bead, and you want to leave probably a good few millimeters up at the top so that you can create a loop. And you're just going to take your round nose pliers and you're going to turn the end of the wire. So I'm going to hold the wire nice and flush to the end, and then I'm just going to rotate my hand around. So if you're used to working with jewelry pliers or with jewelry materials, then it's just the same as turning an eye pin. And then once you've created that loop, make sure it's shut. So you can see, because I haven't closed it, my seed bead is going to disappear up into that. So just make sure that you take the end of your loop and bring it straight in. And then that's going to stop all of your beads from moving and keep it nice and close. Now, if you can't quite turn it enough, take your flat nose pliers and just squash that down, and that's going to sit really nice and neatly, and that's going to act as a stopper on the end for your beads. So I'm just going to carry on until I finish the whole of my snowflake, and you'll see how quickly it can take shape, and you can actually have a really beautiful piece of festive homeware really, really simply, and as a nice quick festive make. Okay, so just turning the last loop to secure it all on, you'll see that it's just a case of creating the same pattern on each of the spokes. And like I said, just playing around with it at the very beginning to make sure that you get the pattern that you like. Of course, the great thing with making your own Christmas decorations is that it's going to suit your colours, it's going to suit your decor for Christmas and your taste. And of course, it adds that really lovely personalized touch. Now, the smaller ones are great for box toppers. So if you are decorating your own wrapping this year, then these look really beautifully stuck on with a little gift tag, and then you've got a removable gift. And then the larger ones, of course, if you start layering them up, you can create some really beautiful pieces. And I would just suggest gluing them together in the middle, and you could even create your own tree topper as well. So hopefully you've seen how easy it is to work with. Our beautiful new pearl teardrops just lend themselves beautifully to the snowflakes. And don't forget, let us know what you've been creating. Joining our Facebook page, you can share your pictures. We'd love to see what you've been up to creating for Christmas.